Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we've returned to America's most haunted hotel, the Crescent Hotel. There's clear as day once I'm tired.
Really?
I heard him right before I asked that question. And
I just heard a voice. You heard a voice?
it was a whisper. That was really weird. There was a voice in here, and I hope this picked that up. That was a female voice. What was that?
It was like a voice.
Yes, you heard that, right? That was a guy's voice.
That's
Somebody walking down this hall.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we've returned to America's most haunted hotel, the Crescent Hotel.
We always love coming down here, and we were in the area, so we figured we'd stop by again and do another video here. And we're excited to get back in here because this place is super haunted.
Yeah, we're going to be covering a bunch of different spots of the hotel that we have covered before, previously in different videos. We got the morgue, room 101, the annex, Theodore's room, Michael's room, all these great spots that we're going to investigate tonight. We absolutely love it here. I'm very excited to be back here tonight and see what activity we do get throughout the building.
Yeah, let's get inside. Let's start in the morgue and see who wants to talk to us tonight.
Let's do it. You know, something I don't talk about very much is how being on the road all the time can really mess with your head a little.
We travel a lot, we work for ourselves. On paper, it seems pretty cool, but the reality is sometimes the difference between life and work can become very blurry.
There have been stretches where we've been spending way more time on the road than at home, constantly creating, constantly thinking about what's next.
And it gets overwhelming. Content creation is a grind. People see the highlights, but they don't see the pressure behind it.
Or just how easy it is to feel burnt out or disconnected when you're always on.
I realized at one point I didn't really have an outlet. I was just keeping everything in and pushing through it. And just being on the road all the time, missing all the family events, missing holidays and birthdays, it can really take a toll when you look back and you realize just how much we've missed over all the time we've been on the road creating content.
That's why we want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this week's video.
Having someone to talk to like a therapist can really help when you're dealing with stress like that.
What's great is BetterHelp makes it very easy to get started. You take a quick quiz and you get matched with a licensed therapist.
And if it's not the right fit, you can switch at any time at no extra cost.
Plus, everything's online, so you can do sessions from anywhere, whether it's on the phone, video, or text.
Which makes a big difference when you're always on the move.
It just helps to have a space to talk through what's going on instead of carrying everything on your own. If you've been thinking about trying therapy, head to betterhelp.com/hauntednights for 10% off your first month.
Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Again, for 10% off your first month, make sure you go to the link betterhelp.com/hauntednights or click the link in the description.
All right, let's get back into this video.
Okay, so we moved down to the morgue. We're going to start down here, and if you guys don't know the history of the Crescent Hotel, basically down here in the morgue is where Norman Baker would flux
down in the room where they would take the bodies out.
Yeah, so Norman would take the bodies down here in the middle of the night. Him and his nurses would work to ensure that his pristine, what's the word? Image, I don't know, credibility, would be preserved. Basically, he claimed that nobody ever perished here at his hospital, so he would sneak them out in the middle of the night. This was kind of like the body cooler area down here.
Yeah, so that's where they stored the bodies, was in there. This room over here to the left, which we'll show you guys in a minute, has actually some of the specimen jars that they did uncover. Again, if you haven't found out the whole history of the Crescent here, this is your first video, scroll back. We got a couple different videos from here that go very, very in-depth on the history of the Crescent. It's one of our favorite places, obviously. It's a wild history here, but we'll show you around all that. And you did say there was no deaths here, but so far through a lot of digging, they have uncovered 42 death certificates from here. Problem is, a lot of the funeral homes burnt down at one point, so they lost a lot of those records. But they've been able to find 42 so far.
Yeah, and one of the things they would do here too is Norman would send the people away. So he would say that they were cured, and then when they eventually got home, they would end up passing away. So that's also an issue too, because if somebody traveled very far to come here to get treatment, that also complicates it.
He'd send them home saying they were cured, or they had received too much treatment and they needed to go take a break. And if they, died on the way home on the train, or if they died at home, a lot of times their family would be very upset and write a letter back to them. If they died on the train, he would say, they caught airborne train cancer. That's what got them.
Really big problem,
It was a big problem back then. But this is Normie. Can't see him because it's IR. There it is. Kind of. There's Norman Baker. He was the con artist, basically, that made this hotel into a hospital for a while.
Yep, during the Great Depression.
He hates us.
Yeah. Every time we come here, we say he's a trash can, and he's terrible, and he abused people.
Yeah. And we're here quite often, so I think he's pretty sick of us. So on that note, hi Norman.
Hello again.
If you're down here with us, or whoever else may be down here, it seems like somebody's down in this back room over here. Touch that device down there, light it up green, lets us know that you are here. You just did it a minute ago. There's also a device in the body cooler there. We have one in the room with all the jars, and there's one down this hallway behind us. All you have to do is get close to them, wave your hands in front of them, touch the top of them. They're all going to make some kind of noise and light up. Just like that.
Oh,
the
flux went off?
Yeah, flux.
Nice.
Thank you.
So if you recognize this, I'm sure you know why we're here. We love the history of this place. If you are affiliated with the Baker Hospital, of course we know what happened here. Did you work here? Were you maybe a nurse? Or somehow affiliated with Norman's staff?
Because that's the other thing too, right? Like, it started out as a hotel. It was a girls' college for a while as well. So it's had other uses besides the hospital. Like, this was the original kitchen, I believe they said, for the hotel itself. So there could be any number of people down here all the way back from the 1880s up until, you know, whatever.
Right.
It doesn't have to be just Norman's people.
True. Yeah, because I think we were here, 2 weeks ago for ESP, the lockdown, and it seemed like we got somebody who was a cook here or some sort of chef during the college days.
Right.
So during the winter, back in the early 1900s, they would close for the winter, and they had a women's college up here. Is this the same person that was down here earlier? Did you work here at the Crescent College and Conservatory?
Also, we're sorry about the high-pitched beeping noise. If you guys can hear that, that is for the pool heater that's outside. They have a heated pool year-round.
They do.
Which is a magical thing, by the way. Are you down in this area? If you want us to come down there and talk to you, can you set off that device again? However you just did a minute ago? If you do that, we'll come in there and ask you some questions. If you don't want us to come in there, and you want us to stay kind of out in this area, set it off and we'll stay out. We'll respect that. You gotta let us know either way. This is the room with all the specimen jars. So one of the things Norman would do is he would remove bed sores and fat from people's bodies and put them in jars and display them to show you that he had removed cancer without surgery or x-ray or anything like that or radiation. And they actually dug these jars up 2019, I believe it was.
Completely by accident.
Yeah, by accident. They were digging like a new raised garden bed or something like that, and they found some of the bottles and they started pulling them out, and they had the college come in and do an archaeological dig on it, and so they've kept some of them in here, and they have other ones that are, they just built a cool little like display out there, and they have still some on the ground. Yeah. Hello? Is there anybody down here at all with us?
We're going to move throughout the hotel tonight. We're going to visit multiple different rooms. Some connected to Norman Baker, some more focused on the original hotel days. If you want to follow us throughout the night, if there's a different room where you feel like you have more power, more energy, feel free to do so.
Yeah, we're just looking to talk to you. Want to learn what it was like to either live or work or be treated here. Treated in air quotes.
Yeah, treated.
Anybody's ever seen the OG episode of Ghost Hunters way back in the day? This is the number 2 locker that they caught the thermal image of a man standing in front of. Still one of the coolest pieces of evidence I think I've ever seen.
Yep.
So that was right there.
A lot of people think it's a Civil War soldier, almost like leaning up against a cabinet.
Yep. We have a device that should be able to record your voice. Is that something you want to use? We should be able to have a conversation a little bit easier that way. We don't mean you any harm. Not here to make you leave.
Do you want to give us a sign some other way? Like our first ever ghost hunt here, you tried to open the door back there. Could you try to do that again? Move one of the chairs over here?
It's interesting that the flux went off twice, right at the beginning, and then
That's it.
nothing else.
Well, what time is it now? Oh, almost 11?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be kind of early to be down here, too,
Yeah.
when you think about it.
He would wait until the middle of the night to remove the body so that other people didn't see him.
A lot of guests report upstairs hearing, it almost sounds like a gurney,
Yeah.
like a cart going by.
There's Normie. You really can't see it on here. Or the IR. Can't see it. Oh, there you go. Okay. There's Normie.
They have half of his desk upstairs in the lobby.
Yeah, that was a 6-sided desk that he had, and 3 parts of it are still in the lobby, and Jasper is sleeping on it.
Yes, actively.
Yes. Jasper's a cat, not a person, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
They have 2 cats here that are managers, Jasper and Ozzy.
Important distinction. Not a person sleeping on the desk.
No. Want to try DR60?
Try it, yeah.
You want to chat?
Try it over here.
Doing it here first, then we can try the specimen jar room.
Yeah.
We have this device. Dylan's got it in his hand. Okay, he's going to probably put it down on one of these benches here, one of these chairs. He's going to ask you a few questions. If you come up into it, speak as loudly and as clearly as you can. We should be able to hear your voice, and we might be able to have a conversation with you, okay?
All right, I'm going to sit on this bench right behind me. You're going to see a little red light come up. I'm going to count to 3. We're going to ask you some questions, okay? 1, 2, 3. Are you excited that we're back here to talk to you?
We've been here quite a few times. If you recognize us, can you say our names?
Do you like to hang out in this back room? Is this where you feel the safest, or maybe where you worked?
Are you walking around in this hall behind me? There's clear as day footsteps out here.
Really?
I heard them right before I asked that question, and then when I was looking out here, I heard a few more. It sounds like somebody's like. It sounds like it's in this room over here, but it's like, oh, you know what it almost sounds like? Like this creaking a little bit.
Like the wood?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sounds like. That's what it sounds like. It sounded like somebody like, probably, I don't know, 4 steps in here. It was weird. I could hear it. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but.
Norman running away from us, probably.
He's like, I'm gonna go in here and hide.
I'm gonna leave.
These guys don't stop bothering me.
Here pretty much every week. Well, best friends. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yep.
See what we got.
Are you excited that we're back here to talk to you? We've got your car in your time. If you recognize us, can you say our name? You like to hang out in this back room? This is where you feel safest, or maybe where you work. Are you walking around in this hall behind me?
Nothing.
Not a single thing.
Silence. That's interesting because the flux went off while we were in there. Mm-hmm. When I said we've been here quite a few times, they're like, yeah, we know.
We are clearly aware.
We are avoiding you. And then the footsteps out here. So it's like maybe they are trying to avoid us. They came out here and they're like, yeah, dang it.
Yeah, would you say earlier today, we've been here already like 12 days this year?
Yeah, we've stayed here. This is our 12th night this year. I've slept in my house 16 nights. We've slept here 12. We've been on the road 18 days this year. We've been home for 16 days at this point. It's been a busy year.
Less for me.
Yes, true, because you have drill.
Yes.
All right, let's go back in here. Let's do the specimen room.
Try it, man.
Pretty quiet in there too, I think. Can't really hear as much like of the beeping and whatnot.
The ringing and the beeping.
The ringing and the beeping.
Put it right in that chair over here.
Yeah, right on the wheel of cherry. No, we don't think this is original. I don't believe they say it's original. To the hospital, it's just one that they bought that kind of fits the time period and vibe. It could be. Who knows?
Could be.
It's very possible.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing in here now. I'm going to set this down. When you see the red light, it's going to be listening for your voice. We're going to ask you a few questions. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you see us right now?
Can you tell me who's in charge of the hospital?
Are you trying to work? Are we getting in your way?
Can you say Eureka Springs?
So hard to gauge.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it.
I just heard a voice.
You heard a voice?
It was a whisper. That was really weird. It was like, it was one word. It was like, I couldn't tell if it said go or like, it was like, very clearly out here. Like my left ear like twitched when I heard it. You know what I mean? Like, because I was going to ask if you heard the footsteps when we were recording.
No, I heard
I
the
saw you look
footsteps,
over
yeah.
there. But right before I said that, as soon as you were going to turn that off, it sounded like someone went,
I didn't hear it, no.
that was weird.
So hard to gauge.
I don't know if it said no or it was definitely something like
Ending in O?
yeah, but it was like a very breathy whisper. Only one word for sure.
Can you try to say something again for us?
Hello?
Weird. See what we got.
Let's do that.
Yes, right now?
Is this from the beginning?
Yes, right now? Yes, right now? Can you tell me who's in charge of
Who's
the
that?
hospital? Yes, right now? Can you tell me who's in charge of the hospital? Are you trying to work? I'm getting in your way. Did you say Eureka Springs?
Sounds like there's something after that one question, but again, it's kind of just like a grunt. You can't really
Yeah.
make out what it's saying.
Nothing really too clear.
Was it you?
We can hear you trying to talk to us.
We appreciate it.
Is that the... What? It was like... Oh. It was like that kind of noise.
I did that.
No, it was out there.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't hear it. I was backing up and making sure I didn't trip.
Literally sounded like someone just went like that.
Like fabric?
Like, I don't know if it was like a dress or...
Right. Well, the nurses back then probably would have wore like those white. What was that?
It was like a voice.
Yes, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
That was a guy's voice.
I don't know what it was. Just kind of like a... Oh.
Yeah. Huh? Hello? That's very clearly a guy's voice.
Yeah.
Then probably would have wore like those white. What was that?
It was like a voice.
Yes, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
That was a guy's voice. So, whisper, fabric moving, guy's voice, a couple possible things on the EVP already, the flux twice.
Can you...
What was that?
That was behind you, I
yes,
thought.
it was.
It was another voice. It was like...
It was right behind me.
What's going on?
I don't know. But that's what's crazy. Like, it just turns on out of nowhere.
It seems residual, though.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily that it's directly responding to us.
Right.
It's not directly, like, interfering with our equipment or anything.
Right.
It's just kind of happening around us.
Right. Did you just feel cold?
A cold breeze.
Yeah,
right down the
right
middle
here.
of the
I felt it on my right arm. And there's a heater out there.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not an air conditioner.
We're also under the hotel.
Correct.
Like, if you go outside that door, you have to walk up a ramp
Yes.
to go back up to, like, ground level.
That was weird. It was like a cold. I felt it through my hoodie. Like
Yeah.
I felt it on my like elbow. It's getting busy down here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, getting busy sounds a little weird. That's not.
Wow.
That's not what I meant.
That was brothel.
Yeah, that was 2 nights ago.
Yeah. If you can hear our voices, can you try to interfere with one of our devices here? Can you try to interact with one of them?
I don't know what that noise was.
I don't hear.
I couldn't tell what it was.
I'm only halfway through my monster, guys. I'm working on it, alright?
We're gonna move upstairs here in a few minutes. Do you want to come with us? If you do, can you knock on something like this? I don't know.
Weird.
That's a weird string of events already to start the night, though.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it kind of seemed residual. Like they're just kind of moving about, talking. And again, it could be the hospital from the 1800s. It could be the college.
Kitchen.
It could be the hospital after the hospital. Or the hotel after the hospital.
The hospital after the hospital.
The second hospital.
Well, it's interesting, too, because a lot of these devices are used pretty much every single week here.
Yeah.
They do overnight, like midnight investigations here. They do ghost tours here where they set up devices and show people that this place is haunted, basically. So I don't think it's an issue where they're not familiar with the equipment. So, it's interesting.
But I wonder, too, if that does sometimes play into how much energy they have.
Could be.
They interact almost every night, which I know a lot of locations we go to do, but like, I wonder if it's different because it's tour after tour after tour, not necessarily investigating, but like there's people coming through and like all that kind of stuff too.
Right. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. Do you think that a lot of tours would give them more energy, or do you think it takes from them?
Who knows? I don't know. Let's head upstairs. We got a bunch of rooms to uncover. We got a bunch of keys to the most haunted rooms. We're actually staying in 2 of the most haunted rooms here at the hotel. He's got Michael's room. I got Theodore's room. But we have the keys to the governor's suite and one of the annexes in the pain asylum. So we're going to go bop around and hit a bunch of different rooms and do Estes and all kinds of different stuff. So, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright guys, so we moved up from my room. This is actually Michael's room. Steve's going to tell you a little bit about that, but we have some equipment set up here, and I'm also going to do the Estes method to see if we can make contact with
Bell's
Michael.
here.
We already did sleep here one night. Michael didn't wake me up in the middle of the night, but he's known to do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, we'll see what we get tonight.
Let's do it. All right, so obviously we have the bell. It's set up over here on the bed. Flux. Also, you can see how close I am. It's not setting it off. I have to get there to set it off.
It's fun noise.
It is. Got a REM pod on his supplements. Another REM pod here. So we're just going to go for it. And I'll explain again a little bit what's going on here. So, Michael, this is an artist rendering of what they believe he may have looked like.
something
Will it what?
pull back?
Will it pull back? I don't know what that means. Is this Michael? I'll fill you in again on what his story is here.
Get up.
He's just sitting there. He's okay. He's trying to talk to you, okay? So, Michael was an Irish stonemason that was working on the hotel during construction. The story is that he was pretty fond of the ladies. He was a younger gentleman, early 20s, I believe. Very fond of the ladies. Saw a pretty lady walk by underneath where he was working, and he whistled to her and like tried to do a cool little dance to like show off for her, and he fell from the roof and landed here in what is now this room. So it has been deemed Michael's room. And they experience a lot of stuff in here. Like I said, he wakes people up. He was known to, again, loves the ladies, he was known to rip the shower curtain open when females were in the shower. And it happened so often, they actually got worried about one of their guests being scared from this and like slipping and falling. They didn't want somebody to get hurt. So they took the shower curtain out, and now there's a glass door, so Michael gets a free show and he doesn't have to rip the curtain open anymore. So it's for your safety. But yeah, Michael's pretty popular ghost here. It's one of the most popular rooms, one of the most haunted rooms in the hotel. So far, it seems like he's talking already. Are we speaking with Michael?
There's no something?
There's no what? They've also been recently trying to figure out if Michael is his actual name. He may be...
Hurry.
They've been getting the name Liam quite a bit lately. Because the name Michael came from investigations over the years, and that's who they kind of pieced it together as. But they've been getting the name Liam recently, and they may think that that's his name now. Also has a balcony out here, which is pretty cool. So is your name Liam or Michael?
It honestly sounded like someone just came through like a thick accent.
And then the bell goes off.
It was like a guy's voice in like a thick Irish accent. I couldn't tell what it said.
Okay. Can we? If Michael's not your name, I would like to call you by your real name. My name is Steve, and that's Dylan. Can we have your real name? If it is Michael, that's fine. Just let us know.
That was weird. It was like over multiple radio stations. It was like a weird like inhale. Inhale and then like a creepy exhale. Like,
Are you sick and tired of people coming in here and talking to you all the time or asking you the same questions? I'm sure it gets pretty tiring. We apologize. We don't mean to bother you. We don't mean you any harm or anything.
you know me?
We think so. We know the story. But we want to know you. We want to know who you really are. We would love to learn more about you. Is the story that's told here true? He's also been known to open these dresser drawers. It happened at ESP last year. I was right down the hall when it happened, and I saw the video people got of it. The second drawer here just like pulls open and stops, and they say, "Can you open it all the way?" And it pulls all the way open, right in front of probably like 5 or 6 people.
Something worse?
Is what really happened worse than the story that they tell?
Maybe I can try to...
Try to what? All of these devices that we have in here will not hurt you. They're just here so that we can communicate with you a little bit easier, okay? All you gotta do is get close to them, wave your hand in front of them, touch the top of them. You've probably seen many of them before, but I'll show you. If you just go like this, it just lights up and makes some noise. Again, it's just an easier way for us to know that you're here and you can hear us, okay? You've done the bell already a few times. That's great if you want to use that one. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's exactly what we're looking for. Were you a worker that helped build this hotel? Or is that not why you're here?
Hi?
Hi.
It was like, do you want to something tonight?
I can't really answer that until I know what you're asking me if I want to do. You know?
Somebody said, come on, lads.
What do you want to do? We're down for some fun. You want to go somewhere? You want to get a drink? Play cards? What would you like to do? We'll bring whatever that is next time we come here, whether it's cards or a drink, a game. You tell us what you want. We'll bring it for you. We'd be happy to. We love coming. Okay, perfect. Tell Dylan what you want us to bring. Okay? Again, Dylan's the one over there in the chair. He should be able to hear you. Again, we're not going to be in here too long tonight, okay? We're going to move around and talk to some other people. We'd love to have a little more interaction with you. Could you open this dresser drawer, maybe? I know you've done that before. That would be really cool to see. If you could pull it open for us. Or the bathroom door, if you want to open that or close it a little bit.
The building is loud?
The building is kind of loud, yeah. It's an older building. Are you glad that it's a hotel again? Do you like that people come and stay here and...
Sound like you said I lived here.
You lived here? Okay, see, that's what I mean. It might not be Michael.
Right here I'm trapped.
Could have been somebody that was sick. Were you a patient at the Baker Hospital? Because these were all patient rooms back then. It's okay if you are. We want to talk to you as well. What Norman Baker did to you wasn't right. I'm sure you came here with a lot of hope. Really thinking you had a chance to get better. And he didn't help you at all. Is that why you're trapped here? Are you one of the 42 people that we know of that did pass away here? If you give us your name, we can look into you. We can look up your story and tell people what happened to you and when you were here and who you were. We would look that up. We would do a lot of research. We just need to know your name.
That almost sounded like you said mommy.
What if it's Brecky? Brecky lived here. Brecky was the son of the head of the girls' college, and he actually passed away when he was 4 years old in the hotel. His family lived down in what is the governor's suite. It was Norman Baker's office when it was the hospital, but during that time it was known as the governor's, or at that time it was the head of the college's living quarters. But he's known to be seen around the whole hotel.
Go back down?
Back down to the morgue? Or do you want us to go down to the first floor? And try to talk to you. In a little bit, we're going to move up another floor. We're going to go to the annexes.
Do you want another?
Another ghost?
Just get the one.
There's the bell. That's the one. Is that the one you were talking about? Just get that one?
Another voice with like really thick brogue I couldn't even make out. Definitely a male voice, same voice I heard earlier.
Can we try to clarify when you were here? Was it a hospital?
Are you alone?
It's just us two. It's me and Dylan. I'm Steve again. That's Dylan. He's in the chair.
Almost sounded like you said I like it this way. You're not pressured?
No. We're just here to hang out and talk to you. Do you like when it's a smaller group like this? More relaxed? Not as many people in here? Okay. Okay, I understand. It can be a lot of pressure probably, right? When there's that many people in here at once asking you to do stuff over and over? Yeah, okay. Does it drain your energy a lot? When there's just that many people? This makes it a little easier for you when it's just a couple of us? I understand. There's no pressure. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. We're just here to talk. If you want to have a conversation, we would love to talk to you. We'd love to learn more about you and your name and what it was like to be here, whatever it was you were here. But again, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to talk to us, or if you're done talking to us, that's not a problem. Let Dylan know, and we'll move on. We'll leave you alone. Or set off a different piece of equipment. If you do that, again, we'll take that as you're all set for the night. So
The fall?
The fall. See, that's hard. Because is that talking about like the fall where Michael or Liam or whoever this may be fell, or is it like
It sounded like dropped off his chest.
Dropped off his chest. Weird. It seems like there's a little bit of mixture of like residual stuff in here tonight, but also something intelligent. There's something intelligent in here with the bell.
What'd you say?
I can't tell if you can hear us. And if you can understand us and answer our questions. I'm not really sure. Seems like somebody can.
It's all good.
It's all good. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're cool with us being in here talking, because less pressure. I'm going to pull him out here in a minute, though. And we're going to move up to it. Okay. You want us to pull him out? I can do that. Pull him out. We'll go up to the pain asylum annex area. We'll tell you more about that as well when we get up there, but that's a crazy, crazy area in this hotel. And then we're going to go upstairs and end it in my room and Theodore's room, but let's scare him, shall we? What do you think's a good way to scare him?
Let them.
Pull this hoodie string.
Weird.
The hoodie string.
Now, I couldn't tell at first if that just happened or not. But.
All right, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
The bell went off a handful of times. A couple of them pretty good, like right on request and like in response to things. A couple of the things you said were in response. It seems like whoever may be in here, it was like a mixture, some residual, some intelligent. See, it seems like whoever this is, because it was like going off in relation to what you were saying at one point. Whoever this is likes it when it's a smaller group like this. When I said, is there too many people in here when they do these other things, and it said something about like the pressure. I was like, oh, it's too much pressure. Like all these people being like, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. Where it's more, we were just like, hey, let's hang out and talk and see what's going on.
Because like when I was under, what I kind of was thinking when I first heard like it's the pressure, it's like it's not as much pressure or whatever. I was under the impression like maybe the people who stay here, they want to get scared, but then stuff actually starts to happen. They're like, oh,
right,
you know.
Right.
My interpretation of that was like, you guys actually want to talk to me.
Right.
You don't
Well,
get scared.
yeah, that's what I said. It's very laid back. It's just me and you. I'm like, you can talk to us, whatever you want to do. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. We'd love to interact, yada, yada, yada. And they were like, it's all good, like everything's cool. So that was pretty interesting.
That's cool.
I'm not sure if it was Michael or if it was somebody else. It seemed like there was a couple different people that kind of jumped in. So it was interesting. But I said we're going to go up to the pain asylum and see if we can get up there.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. All right, guys, so we moved up to the third floor now. We're in the annexes or the pain asylum, or they're now known as the honeymoon suite. So we got a nice jacuzzi tub here. It's very, very nice. But this area used to be, at one point it was like the servants' quarters, so that's where a lot of the workers stayed. But it was also the pain asylum for the hospital. So they actually used to lock the sick and the dying patients back here, the ones that were closest to death. They would lock them behind metal doors so that the other patients couldn't hear them screaming in pain.
And it does go the other way, too. Apparently, Norman Baker, he had the serum that he would give people, but he also prescribed them mental exercises. So if he thought people were very, very sick and they needed to work on their mental fortitude more often, he would lock them back here so they could really hone in and not be distracted by everybody else.
Yeah, he even said that in the other parts of the hospital, he removed the doors from their rooms. They didn't have doors, didn't have anything like that. So this was a completely secluded area, metal doors. They couldn't hear them screaming. This is where they believe a good number of the people ended up passing away. Yeah. And now they're the honeymoon suites. So these actually used to be 3 rooms. That's how small they were for the servants' quarters. Mm-hmm. And then they knocked out some walls and renovated them into the honeymoon suites because why not?
Yeah, might as well, right? So we set up some equipment. I'm going to start Spirit Talker Light, the watch right here. But we got the bell set up. We have a REM pod. Another REM pod on the bed over there as well.
Yep. So we'll just kind of see what we can get in here. I've stayed in this room in particular before, and I've had some weird nights, but nothing crazy. I'll talk about Theodore's room a little bit more when we get upstairs because I've had some weird stuff in there too, especially on this trip.
Yep.
But yeah, let's just get into it.
Yeah, when we were here for ESP, we had some pretty cool stuff across the hall in the other room because it was the same exact setup.
Yep.
So we excited to see what we get in here because I don't think we've ever investigated in this portion.
Not on this side, no, I don't think so.
So we have some devices set up that should make it a little bit easier for you to talk to us. We came all the way from New York just to talk to you more about the history of this hotel, whether you know it as a hotel or as a hospital.
Or college.
Or college, true. Can you try to either make a noise or interact with one of these devices we have set up? Let us know that you can hear us.
Also, the device he's wearing should be able to communicate through. You should be able to pick some words out and communicate with us using that. Are you able to hear our voices? Not sure how they're going to be able to answer that if they can't hear our voices.
If a tree falls in the forest,
Right.
but no one is there to hear it.
Like, raise your hand if you're not here.
Yes. My happy place.
Your happy place. Okay. I mean, this could have been one of the workers. They could have enjoyed their job, not necessarily the hospital, but it could have been one of the workers during the hotel days at the college, or
Somebody stayed here during the hotel days.
Yeah.
Because the early days of Eureka Springs, it was basically a huge health resort.
Yeah.
They thought that the water here had healing properties, so people from all across the country would travel here in order to go to the springs downtown and around Eureka Springs here.
It's a similar idea as like Alton, Illinois, from the Mineral Springs Hotel. Same thing with like Mineral Wells, Texas, the Crazy Water, all that kind of stuff. Very similar things kind of popped up all around the country.
Saratoga Springs near
Yeah.
us. Did you enjoy your time in Eureka? Did you come here for the healing properties of the water? Maybe you had a great time with family or friends? I lied to you. Oh.
Another happy place.
My happy place. I lied to you.
My bad.
Off to a rough start.
Well, I mean, they don't might not know who we are, right? Like, what if it was like one of Norman's workers that was like, oh no, like this place is great. I loved it here. It's fantastic.
That's one thing we talked about extensively at ESP, because a lot of the staff here who goes on here every single night, they're starting to get the impression that maybe Norman had convinced himself that he was actually helping people. According to his case file from Leavenworth, he had actually been called delusional. Your aura is dark.
Not ours. Unless it's whatever this thing is that's supposed to be following us for the last 3 years.
Yeah, could be.
Awesome.
But a lot of people here now think that Norman had convinced himself that he was actually helping people, or just like deluded himself
Right.
somehow. So that could have been passed off to the staff.
Right.
You
Because
know?
this wasn't his first hospital. This was
Right.
his third, I believe. He had a couple up in Iowa, Muscatine, where he's from. But it said that just Norman and the very, very top people on his team, like maybe 2 or 3 others, knew that he actually didn't have a cure for cancer, that this was kind of all just a sham. I mean, he made like $40 million.
In today's money, yeah.
It's crazy.
A lot. But
What was
that was
that?
weird. Because the heat's off. I turned
Yeah.
the heat off before we started.
Yeah, well.
Almost sounded like it was on the window.
He's on the window run.
What's that?
On this.
Wait.
Can you tap on that? And we've been walking around, so it wasn't us.
Right.
Are you tapping on this right here? Well, I wonder too, because like, this is kind of where a wall would have been,
Right. Would have been
separating the rooms.
burned. Oh, the fire on the 4th floor.
That's true. It was a huge fire when the place was closed. It was abandoned for a while, and they lost essentially the entire top floors, burned down.
Bad.
Bad.
I
It
would
was-
imagine so.
It was a bad fire. Fire bad.
And Eureka Springs. I mean, there's been
Yeah.
fires through downtown too.
Yeah. Massive fires. That something was on the door.
Yeah, it did.
Hello? And also, there's nobody in that room across the hall right now, guys. We're not being loud and obnoxious, don't worry. Well, we are, but there's nobody over there, so it's okay.
Yeah, this is like its own little wing.
Yeah. Hello?
Like, just to show that it is its own little wing. Like, if you step out here, there's a hallway here, a staircase, and then down there at that next intersection is where the rooms start.
Yeah.
So
And
we're-
that second, like, cross piece there is where the metal doors were.
Yeah.
And then there was 3 staff rooms on that side and 3 on this side.
Just like at the brothel, I just lost like 50 minutes of battery.
Mine's still at 140 minutes.
That's crazy.
Hello? Did you hear that?
Which is not in here.
That was a voice.
You shouldn't be.
There was a voice in here.
In there?
I hope this picked that up. That was a female voice, dude. That was actually crazy. It 100% came from in this room.
Could you make out like what it said?
No, it was It was like 3 or 4 words. The tone sounded like distressed, if that makes sense. It was like, it was high pitched.
Mental
Fortitude.
So it said you shouldn't be here, and then mental. You heard the voice.
Yeah.
So my interpretation of that is maybe one of the nurses came down and said, "Wait, you shouldn't be here. This
Right.
is blocked off."
Right.
And then you heard the woman.
Right.
Like maybe she's like, "I need help. Get me
Right.
out of here."
She's crying for help.
Right.
Well, and they see that woman in the
Yeah.
other room. They've taken a picture of a woman in white in a reflection, and she was upside down. The picture's actually insane.
Yeah.
It's a really cool picture. But that was crazy, dude. That actually gave me chills. It was the tone. It was like 3 or 4 words, like, "Bah, bah, bah," but it sounded like distressed.
Like it feels like we just captured a moment in time right there.
Yeah.
Where a nurse was coming down. You shouldn't be here.
Right.
And then this lady's
Calling out for help.
But she's like, "Oh no, it's mental."
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
work on your mental
Yep.
exercises.
Yep. You're doing this to yourself.
Right. That's crazy.
That was actually really wild. I hope this camera picked that up. It was without a doubt in this room, 100%. I mean, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
There's nobody outside. That's why I went and looked out the window quick. This is the parking lot over here.
Right.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in the parking lot total for this whole hotel.
It's the middle of the winter.
It's a slower season. It's
slower season
what's
for
it,
them.
Tuesday?
Yeah. Middle of the week.
That was insane. I don't know if I've hung. She was upside down from the ceiling.
Yeah. That's kind of weird.
I wonder if anybody ever took their own life here
It's possible.
from the cancer, especially in this area.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially with what they had to go through back here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if anybody did. Well, we also learned last time we were here too, there were a couple murders
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know about that.
No.
Like downstairs.
Yeah. Not like in the third, like within the last 50 years or whatever it was. 2 separate murders
Yeah.
occurred in this building.
Ask. Did you take your own life in this portion of the building? Were you here for the pain asylum? What was that?
That sounded like it was on the door again to me. It sounded like it was over here. That sounds like, it literally sounds like on the door.
What are your names? My name's Dylan. This
I'm
is
Steve.
It's gotta be a living person.
Hello? Nobody. And that was on this floor.
Nobody's out there?
No, there's nobody in the whole hallway. And that was on this floor.
100%. Because there's like a...
You can hear the floorboards.
Yeah.
I got SpongeBob squeaky boots on right now.
Like I'm trying to recreate. It was
Yeah.
just like one solid.
But right after we heard the door again.
It's like they're trying to lead us out.
That's so weird. We've never had this kind of activity in here. It's usually like REM pod and like the nope rope and like stuff like that. But now, I don't know if I've ever heard a voice here that loud.
Really?
Like that clear. Like the one downstairs was more of a whisper. This was vocal tone. This was a female voice 100%.
Are you still here with us? Do you still want to talk to us? Seems like somebody's trying to lead us away. They don't want us to be in this room.
I wonder, I mean, and this is a stretch too, probably, but like, not necessarily in here, but did one of his nurses, right? Let's say one of his nurses down the road at one point here figures out, wait a minute, we're killing people.
Right, this entire time he was making money.
I've been doing this for 2 years. How many people have I killed? How many people have I contributed to their death? And she couldn't take it anymore.
Well, because there's the lady in the mist, 312 down at the end of the hallway.
That's from the college, right? The
Yeah,
college
they,
days.
I think it's from the college days. People report around 11 p.m. here. You can go out and watch the balcony, and a woman appears, and then she sends herself over the railing, basically. They think that she was from the college days back in the early 1900s. They're not exactly sure. I suffocated. That goes with hung, though, or hanged.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that suffocate go with here, too, though. It could be lung cancer, it could be throat cancer, it could be, you know what I mean?
The fire.
100%, yeah. Yeah. But some people say with the Lady in Mist, too, after they see her get flung off, she just dissipates as she goes. But they look up and they see like a dark shadow step back, almost like maybe she didn't jump.
Right.
Maybe something happened.
Because that could be another thing, too. Maybe she wasn't from the college. Maybe she was from the
Right.
Baker Hospital or some other period of time.
I mean, again, stretching. We're just spitballing here. One of his nurses finds out.
Right.
Says, I'm telling everybody. I'm going to go tell everybody this is a scam. I'm blowing the cover off this whole thing. You're going to jail.
Middle of the night.
Could have been him. Could have been any one of the people that knew.
Right.
You know? I don't know.
Are we on the right track? Is that something that might have happened here?
Did you move your camera?
Like this, maybe?
It might have been that. I couldn't tell. It was over by like the nightstand over there. It might have been your camera though. Because it was kind of hard to tell because like the book, the like little information book was there too. So I don't know. I'm gonna write it off as your camera.
Okay. Are we on the right track? Was somebody driven to take their own life here? Maybe there's some sort of foul play that happened? If that's the case, can you give us some sort of confirmation? Either make a noise or touch one of these devices we have set up. Confirm through my watch.
Well, that just adds to the bell in Michael's room too. It hasn't gone off once in here.
Has some pretty good stuff in there though.
Yeah. Or if you're out in the hallway, or you were out in the hallway, can you knock on the door again?
It's footsteps.
Dude, that's somebody
Clear as
walking
that.
down this hall.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That almost sounded like heels.
It did kind of.
was
There's
like-
like 4 footsteps. Yeah.
Hello? There's nobody. There's nobody in this whole
It just said crime.
Crime?
Crime.
That sounded like heels to me, or like a hard-soled shoe.
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's like 4 different footsteps.
so clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this open for a minute.
Yeah.
Hello? Can you walk down this hall again?
You guys able to see us?
Can you see us? No, we can hear you. Are you? Oh, go ahead, sir. I was just saying, are you standing in the hall? Are you right here?
Evil all around.
Probably felt like it.
Yeah. Because that quarter, it's kind of revelation too. Like you realize that you've been killing people this entire time. It's like everybody here. How many people know?
Right.
It's like
Right. What the hell was that?
I don't know if that was on like the glass again. Or...
This is crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna move here in a few minutes, okay? But if you're in this room and you need to get out of here, you can come with us to the other parts. This door's open. You can go right now. Is that more footsteps?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't as loud that time, though.
It sounds like they're walking away. Though.
Yeah. We're gonna go to another spot in the building to talk to more people. But if you want to continue this conversation, you want to keep talking to us, you're more than welcome to.
My neck. So that's talking about the hanging again.
Right, it's the same kind of thing. Organ, throat cancer,
Right.
lung cancer. Well, lungs aren't in your neck, but you know what I mean, like suffocation.
Even the habits, my
Yeah.
lungs flap to my neck. You know.
Be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Every time I go on a roller coaster.
Yeah. I've been on one of them in a minute.
Are you going to follow us to a different room? Or are you going to get in trouble for that? We're not sure if you have to follow some sort of rule set. Or if you can't do certain things.
Norman's not in charge here anymore, though. Jasper is.
True. We're not sure if you can see the hotel as it is now, but it's a functioning resort. They have a spa all the way downstairs. They have jacuzzi tubs and hot tubs.
It's filled with happy times now.
100 years ago? So that'd be what, like college days?
Yeah, it would have been during that time period.
Right before
Norman-
the Great Depression, yeah.
Right before Norman took over.
So it does seem like a mix. It seems like we have somebody from the Crescent
Yeah.
College and also maybe a couple patients and a nurse.
Yeah.
or-
That's kind of what we were getting in the other room, so it kind of almost seemed like Brecky for a minute, and then Michael maybe, or Liam, or whatever his name really is. You know what I mean? It seemed like it was a couple different eras at once, which is interesting. You don't get that very often on investigations. Like, you might have like, oh, in this area we experience people from the college. In this area we experience people from the hospital. But it's like, tonight we're getting all of the eras in each room.
Right.
It's like we're Taylor Swift.
I don't listen to Taylor
We're going on the Eras tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't listen to Taylor Swift either, but come on.
I didn't get that reference. I don't know.
Social media.
Well,
They're like, who the hell is Taylor Swift?
what do you mean Arrows Tour? Do you have any final messages for us before we go? Can you make another really loud noise for us, or try to show us a sign that you're here?
Or if you want to lead the way, go ahead. We can step out of your way. You can walk right out of the room. We'd love to hear you walk away again. I don't know. Those footsteps were loud.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Like, not even up for question what it was. And the knocks on the door, the heavy footsteps, that voice I heard was loud. We had some really... That's interesting, too. We've had some really interesting stuff in this room.
Yeah.
Stuff we've never gotten in here. So...
Well, we've never investigated this side.
That's true.
Like, the other side is a lot of EMF, but it seems like this side might be a lot of actual audible noises.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. All right, you ready? Let's move on to the next spot and see what we can run into.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go.
Alright guys, so we moved up to actually Steve's room. He's staying in Theodore's room, and we set out a ton of devices, and we figured we might focus on EVPs up here because we haven't really done that all too much tonight. But you said you had some weird experiences up here?
Yeah, not a ton of like crazy stuff, and this is the second time that I've stayed in this room. I stayed here the very first time we came here, had absolutely nothing happen. Last night, I went to sleep, and we stayed up late. I went to sleep at like whatever time, 3 o'clock or whatever. And I woke up a couple hours later, just normal wake up. And as soon as I woke up, overwhelming feeling, somebody was over here looking at me, like in this area.
Weird.
Just like, not menacing, but like, it was like, I woke up, as soon as I woke up, I'm like, somebody's staring at me.
Like you have family over at the
Yeah,
house
like somebody's staring at me, like, oh, I fell asleep somewhere, I shouldn't have fallen asleep.
Right.
And so like, I looked, and obviously it was dark, didn't see anything, so I was just like, okay. And then I went back to bed. I didn't wake up again, but it was the first time I've really had anything like that happen while I was sleeping anywhere in the hotel, really.
It's interesting. But this room, Theodore is said to be kind of a neat freak. If guests come here and they have their suitcase all messed up, or if they have like loose change everywhere, it's said that they will come back and everything is fixed for them. And many people have reported seeing Theodore throughout their hotel because they don't actually have any pictures of her, but over there on the wall they have like a psychic rendition of what they think she looked like.
Yeah, my room is pretty tidy, I will say. I kept it pretty tidy, but they also say that if you leave change out, she stacks it, like you were saying. But also, if you're rude or disrespectful or she doesn't like you, if you leave, you'll come back and she'll have stacked all of your belongings against the door. It happened to one of the producers for Ghost Hunters, the TV show, when they were here years ago. They couldn't get into the room. They had to physically slam their body into it. All of the stuff from inside have been moved in front of it, and there's no other way in this room. That door over there does not open anymore. It's sealed shut. It used to be the door for that room, but they've turned it into suite, so they closed that door off. You couldn't get in this room any other way, and that's happened to multiple people.
Well, it was funny too because the manager of the hotel was here for ESP last week, and what was that?
I don't know.
I thought it was above us, honestly.
That's Baker Suite.
Yeah.
There's nobody up there. I know for a fact there's nobody in that
Yeah,
room.
because you said the last person checked out this morning.
Yes, and there's nobody in that room.
Nobody went up.
That's crazy. That was loud.
That also kind of ties in because Theodora was supposed to be like one of Norman's top
Right.
dogs.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure what purpose she fulfilled here,
Right.
but
They don't know if it was like a relationship or if she was just like a head nurse. But her room is directly beneath his suite. So I don't know. And they also see her out in the hallway fumbling with keys trying to get in this door, and then she like looks at them and just disappears. So that's kind of crazy. But either way, we're going to try to talk to her.
Yeah.
So we have the bell over here. REM pod on my bed. If that goes off, I'll be upset. Flux on my little table here, and another REM pod over there where I do my makeup in the morning.
Redo your makeup. So.
Takes a lot to look this pretty.
Oh, but I say that about beauty rest, and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. Shucks.
We also will probably do some DV60s. That's a new one.
What are they called?
DVR60s.
DVR60s. Gonna. What is that?
There's nobody up there.
Was it like a chair?
Sounded like something. What the heck? I know there's nobody up there.
What is that?
There's nobody up there.
Was it like a chair?
Sounded like something. I hope the mics can pick this up.
It's loud.
Theodora, is Norman upstairs? If he is, can you maybe ring this bell over here? On this dresser, I guess? If you know if Norman's upstairs in his suite. Because he also has St. Bernard dogs that are ghosts.
Yes.
They were his protection dogs.
Well, the thing that gets me too is Norman's suite, the way it's set up is there's like a downstairs living space and then the bed is like a loft bed.
Yeah.
So even if somebody was staying up there,
They're like stomping around in the living room at
Right.
1 o'clock in the morning.
like I feel like if somebody were to have been up there and sleeping and we somehow woke them up, we would hear them walk down the stairs and then hear them.
I would have heard him at all throughout the night when I was
Right.
sitting down here. I didn't hear anybody up there.
Yeah, because we had to wait for tours to end.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And the bell.
So Theodore and Norman's upstairs right now. Is he walking around?
It sounds like furniture moving.
Yeah.
It literally sounds like they're pulling chairs out and stuff. Because there's like a kitchen table up there to sit at. It's
Yeah.
a big room.
Right.
This is not what I thought we were going to be doing in Theodore's room.
No.
Listening to the ghost in Norman Baker's suite. If that is Norman upstairs, just to confirm, can you please set this off again? The bell? It's okay. We just want to know if that's who's moving around up there. Those are loud noises.
Yeah. Again.
I have no idea. Theodora, are you okay with me staying in this room again tonight? Hopefully. If you are, can you make a noise or set off one of the devices? We got one here on the bed, one over there on the table, one over by the little vanity thing, and then one over here on this dresser. All you gotta do is get close to them. They'll light up, make some noise. It just lets us know you can hear us. Okay? Just looking to talk. My name is Steve. This is Dylan.
Did you hear that?
Oh. What did you hear?
I thought I heard like breathing.
You're breathing?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah, no, it was weird for sure. Because during one of the ghost hunting events they had here, somebody reported that they got a kid up here. They're not sure if it was Brecky or if it was somebody else, but they're playing hide and seek with him. And that door over there in the corner just popped open when
Right.
they said, like, okay, we give up, we can't find you or whatever. And it's nailed shut.
Yeah, it's secured.
So this room is just weird.
Well, and the fact that you heard it and looked right over there where I thought somebody was watching me from last night.
Well, it sounded like almost like a sigh, like
It's like he's here again tonight.
pretty much, yeah.
He's taking over my bed. Theodore, were you watching me sleep last night? Sounds weird when I say it like that. Were you over in this part of the room last night while I was asleep? It's okay. Again, I know this is your space. I appreciate you allowing me to stay here. Look, I even make my bed after I sleep. Right? We're friends.
Isn't that neat?
But the other thing is, too, this might not be Theodore because this wasn't her room.
Yeah, true.
This was Theodore's room.
Right.
Ghost in this room is like, why'd you hang this picture of this lady? I'm like, who is this?
Assuming they can see it, though.
Yeah, true. They just see us walking back and forth through a wall. They're like,
Well, that's like talking about alternate dimensions and stuff as
Yeah.
we have on the channel. I mean, if they can't see the hotel as it is now,
Yeah.
we're probably just shadows walking in and out of walls.
yeah. They're like, this place is haunted.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
What? what?
Maybe we're the ghosts.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that's exactly it. Why are you guys walking through the wall? Don't do that. That's crazy.
Do you just see my arm sticking out of the wall right now?
Sorry. Do you think this place is haunted? The hotel or the hospital or whatever you know it as? If you think it's haunted and you've seen some weird stuff and heard some weird stuff here, can you ring that bell again? We're not going to spend too much more time in here bothering you. I'm going to sleep in here tonight. I won't bother you, I promise. We're just going to watch some TV. But we're going to have a few questions for you, okay? We have this device that should be able to record your voice. If you're willing and able to speak with us, we would really appreciate it if you could answer some of our questions. Is that something you're willing to do? I think we should do one over here first.
Yeah.
So you can put it like on the edge of the bed maybe. Because we can ask him about that. Like, do you think this place is haunted?
Right. Gotta find the pocket where it
Yeah.
was. There it is.
The DVR-60.
DVR-60. Alright. So if you can see us, I just put this little silver box on the edge of the bed here. Twist it around. So when you see the red light start blinking, that means it's listening for your voice. We're going to ask you some questions, and hopefully this should be able to pick up your voice a little bit easier for us, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Do we just appear as shadows to you?
Was there somebody over in that part of the room when I woke up in the middle of the night?
Do you like when people come to talk to you?
Was Norman just upstairs moving around?
If we're talking to Theodora right now, can you say Theodora?
Can you say the words Baker Hospital?
Alright, see what we got.
Theodore
That was cool, though.
should be liking that bell.
Yeah.
Do we just appear as shadows to you?
It's like a full sentence.
What the heck?
Do we just appear as shadows to you? Is there something over in the...
I hear, I think Norman is coming down, or Norman's coming down.
Do we just appear as shadows to you?
I think Norman's coming
Norman's
down.
coming down.
Do we just appear as shadows to you? Is there somebody over in that part of the room when I woke up in the middle of the night? Do you like when people come to talk to you? Was Norman just upstairs moving around? If we're talking to Theodora right now, can you say Theodora?
That was weird.
What is all that?
If we're talking to Theodora right now, can you say Theodora? Can you say the word Baker Hospital?
I said Baker very quietly.
It's weird. There's almost like breathy whispers almost after every question.
That's what I mean. The breathing was weird.
That's like the best series of EVPs we've gotten in a while. That first one is clear.
Yeah.
I think Norman's coming down.
The word Norman is
Yeah,
like
it's
especially.
very clear. That's crazy.
I guess the name, not necessarily the word.
Yeah,
but
it's the same.
Same.
Yeah. That's weird though. I think Norman's coming down. I too think Norman's coming down.
Does he hear us? Because maybe we weren't talking to him in the morgue.
Right.
Maybe now he hears us and he's like, oh, great, they're back.
Right. Or
We're talking about the hospital and how it's a scam and...
why is my staff moving around?
True.
Because this was all staff on the 4th floor. No patients were up here.
Right.
Why do I hear doors opening? What's my staff doing at 1 a.m.? This is when I'm supposed to be up to go get the bodies. So maybe he's getting ready to go downstairs and go get the bodies.
Right.
Maybe he's getting ready for that part of his night. You know? Who knows?
That's crazy.
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Let's do one more session. I feel like we have to do it over here again. That was just...
Yes.
Do it over here, please.
Yes, you do. All right. All right, same thing then. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Is Norman now going down to the morgue?
Are we going to be in trouble for being on the floor right now?
What did you do here when it was either the Baker Hospital or the hotel?
If you were here when it was the hospital, did you know it was all a lie?
You can see us right now. What does it say on my hoodie? What am I pointing to right now?
Theodora, or whoever's in this room, can you please say good night since I'm going to be sleeping in here? Theodora. I had to struggle through that one, folks.
Theodora.
She's like, who the hell is Theodora?
Ooh, man.
What accent's that? I'm just stupid. Oh, man.
Where are you from? Where's that accent come from?
I'm just an idiot. We both just looked at each other like,
Oh, man.
Theodora.
That was good.
That's tough.
Let's see what we got here.
Is Norman now going down to the morgue? Are we going to be in trouble for being on the floor right now? What did you do here when it was either the Baker Hospital or the hotel? If you were here when it was the hospital, did you know it was all a lie? You can see us right now. What does it say on my hoodie? I'm not pointing to you right now. Theodora, or whoever's in this room, can you please say good night? Because I'm really sleeping in here.
That's a lot.
What is that there? Didn't sound like she said goodnight.
No.
Theodora, or whoever's in this room, can you please say good night? Because I'm really sleeping in here.
Can't make it out.
No.
It's a lot of words, though. Maybe she said good night, sweet dreams. I hope you have a good sleep.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay at the Crescent Hotel in miraculous Eureka Springs.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm going to go with that.
yeah.
Or she said, hey, idiot, don't say my name like that.
Could have been.
That's not how you say my name.
If you guys think you can make it out a little bit better than we can here in the moment, please drop a comment with a timestamp. Let us know what you think it says.
Yeah, so that's wonderful. I have some friends in here tonight to sleep. Maybe they'll just be super nice and watch TV with me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
But let's move on. Let's go downstairs. Let's see if we can get into 101 again. See if we can do an Estes down there.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap the night up with another Estes. We haven't done a double Estes in the same night in a long time. We did it at Sleeper, but it was 2 separate days. So let's get down there, see if we can get in there, and do an Estes.
Yeah, let's go from there.
All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up the night down here in the Governor's Suite, room 101. This is where Brecky actually and his family lived when it was the girls' college. This was also Norman Baker's office. So the room we're in right now is actually the waiting room. His office was the room just behind us. Dylan will point that out to you, show you the escape route he used to have. We got a bunch of equipment set up. Dylan's going to show you that. I'm going to go under, see if we can make some final contact tonight before we call it a night.
Yeah. You were saying that during my Estes, too, they had said come back down or something,
Yeah,
and you were thinking that was alluding to here?
When we were already talking, it kind of seemed like I was interacting with Brecky at that point, and it said, like, come back down. So I don't know, because we, like I said, we had tried to film in here earlier tonight. We spent some time in here, and it was very quiet. We just didn't have anything, so we weren't going to put it in the video, which that does happen sometimes, guys. I know you guys don't see the whole video sometimes. Like, there's times where we film and nothing happens, so we just don't put that segment in the video. Tonight was one of those nights, but because of the activity we have been getting recently in the night, we wanted to come back down and give it another try with an Estes. So here we are.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But we have a ton of devices set up. So REM pod right here. I put the bell right here because when we were here for ESP, we set the bell right here, and we had some really solid interaction. So I don't know, maybe it's just familiar to them or something. Step out here. We have the flux in the hallway. So half of it is facing towards me, half is facing towards the doorway. But you have to get very, very close. Like, I'm not even setting it off. That's crazy. There it is. You have to get very close. And then back here is where they think Norman's office was. They think this was the waiting room, and this was his office. And it said that he had a little escape route through this closet right here. He was a very paranoid dude. So you
We're going to tell you a whole bunch of things?
I can't wait. He had a little escape route that went up to the roof so he could escape. Norman
In the
was,
back?
like in the back of the closet. But he was a very paranoid dude. He thought the feds were going to bust him at any moment. So he had an escape route. It said that he had a Thompson submachine gun under his desk. He had bulletproof glass on his desk. He was very scared that the feds were going to come in here and try to arrest him. So he had an escape route. He had all these protective measures. He was just very paranoid. So what are you going to tell us? So I'm not sure if you figured this out yet, but whatever you tell Steve over there, he's
Learn
going
the truth?
Learn the truth? The truth about what? I was going to say, whatever you tell Steve, he's going to repeat. Guy in the chair over there with the lights behind him. He's listening for your voice. Most of the time we can't see you, most of the time we can't hear you. That's why we set out these devices, that's why we try these different methods to hopefully make it a little bit easier to communicate with you. Sounds like something on the table. Which the heat is off, so it's not like it's the heat just now turning off. It's been off since we walked in here and set everything up and walked around a little bit. What do you want to tell us the truth about? About the Baker Hospital? How it was all a scam? We understand that Norman didn't actually have a cure. Maybe.
Who's this?
This is Dylan. I've been here before.
What are you expecting?
What am I expecting? I don't know. Something amazing, I guess. Name that movie. I don't know, I just want you to interact with some of the devices. I'd love to hear your story. We just come here because we love the history of these locations. We want to learn where you are right now, what things look like for you, if that makes sense. Like I said, we usually can't see you and we can't hear you. So we're not exactly sure if you're somewhere else.
Fire something. I couldn't make out the second word. It's fire something.
Fire something? Like the fire on the 4th floor? Is that what you're talking about? You mean like firing a staff member? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by fire. Can you try to say that again for me, please?
He's watching.
Who? Norman? Oh, guys, we forgot to say too, but we went to the front desk, and nobody is up in Norman Baker penthouse. And we confirmed. I think she said there's 2 other people up on Steve's floor, and on the opposite side of the floor. So nobody is up in the penthouse. Steve was right. Nobody is sleeping in that room up there. So we're not sure what those noises were. And she kind of laughed. When we asked if anybody was sleeping up there, she kind of laughed. She said, "What are you going to tell me? Something crazy happened?" Like, yeah, we heard some weird stuff going on up there. So I don't know if it's super common, but that's kind of funny. Can you tell me who's watching? Is it Norman Baker? Because he doesn't control this place. He's not in charge here anymore. The place is not a hospital.
The back's full?
The back's full? Like the pain asylum? The back of the hotel?
We have too many?
Like, that's my first thought, right? Like the back of the hospital? Or the back of the building? Too many patients back there? Or too many people in the place entirely? I don't know. Is that what you mean? There's too many people here? You have too many patients, you can't keep them all together?
There's no room?
Again, there's no room. What do you mean? Are you talking about the hospital? You have too many people here? What if they think we're trying to check in?
Open all?
Open all? We're not looking to become patients of the hospital. We're not trying to check in, if that's what you're confused about. I mean, if this is the waiting room, right? I don't know what the process would have been. You know, because he sent out the mailers.
I just sound like a big, like, gasp. It sounded like a female, like, took, like, a big, like, a gasp in.
So I wonder if people would have come into the waiting room to, like, almost go through, like, the checklist, maybe? You know, kind of like a, get a welcome packet or something like that. I don't know. I didn't even think about that. Is that what you think we're here for? This place is not a hospital anymore.
Trust me.
Okay, I'll trust you. What do you want me to do? Do you have something I need to do for you? Or do you have a question for me?
Something in their trust. I couldn't figure out the first word. Something in their trust.
Something in their trust. Honestly, this almost seems residual. It seems like maybe this is a patient coming in to be admitted into the Baker Hospital, and either one of the nurses or Norman himself is basically being like, no, trust me, I can treat you. I have a cure for cancer, whatever you have, whatever ailment you have, this serum is going to fix you. My treatments are going to help you. You know, that's the vibe I'm getting right now. If you're able to hear my voice, can you set off one of these devices we have set up? There's a blue pyramid in the main hallway of the suite.
There's no cure. That was so clear. There's no cure.
Okay, so you can hear me. You understand that the Baker Hospital was a sham? Norman Baker scammed people out of millions of dollars? But it's interesting talking to some of the guides here, because some of them are convinced that he deluded himself. He actually started to believe...
They can't figure it out?
They can't figure it out. The guides? Are you talking about the guides? Are you talking about the patients? You don't want the patients to figure out that it's all a scam? What was that? I thought he just like took a sharp inhale. That was right in here though. It doesn't look like he did. That was loud, dude. What was that? Anyway, a lot of the guys here think that maybe it was only in the very beginning, but for a period of time, they think that Norman had convinced himself that he actually had
medications.
For whatever reason, he hated doctors, right? He had his hospital up in Muscatine, Iowa, and then he went on a radio station. He had a radio station called Know the Naked Truth, and he actually got in trouble because he would just go on these huge tangents about how he hated doctors and they're all scamming people. There is a cure for cancer, and they're just hiding it from him. And ended up moving one of his radio stations down to Mexico. and he basically just cranked up the voltage or whatever so it would go over the border. So they said on some evenings people up in Alaska could hear it because he cranked it up so much. You know that everybody knows now, right? Every single time somebody comes on a tour, they're told that your hospital was a scam. If you don't want people to know, it's too late. Maybe you did start with good intentions, but obviously to an end you have to realize that you scam people, you hurt a lot of people.
Gone too far?
You went too far? You let it go too far? That's what a lot of people think. Did you really think you were helping people in the beginning? You thought maybe you figured it out? Because I guess in his case file they said that he was delusional. For whatever reason, I haven't read the case file myself. But allegedly his case file said that he was just totally delusional, so I'm starting to be convinced that he really thought he was helping people, at least in the very beginning. Maybe as time went on, maybe it was more of a money motivation. He realized that he was making a lot of money. He just didn't care about other people. Maybe he was too prideful. I don't know.
Enough.
Are you done talking? You don't want to continue this conversation anymore? I mean, I'm sure you get enough of this.
Have to be in the room.
Have to be in the room? Am I not in the right room? You want me to go somewhere else? Or again, like Steve was saying upstairs, if he thinks that we're patients, or even if he thinks we're staff, like, what are you doing out of your room at 2 a.m? You know? I mean, that would kind of line up, though. His character traits, if he was truly delusional, even though I've told him however many times this is no longer a functioning hospital. Maybe he's sitting here, maybe it looks like his office. He's like, no, clearly it's still a hospital. Clearly I'm still in charge. I'm done with this conversation. Go back to your room, you know? That's crazy. Just a minute here. I'm going to tap Steve out. We're going to wrap this session up. Do you have any final messages for us before we leave? Any questions? Anything we can help you with? Seems like I've been talking to Norman or maybe one of his staff members for an extended period of time. But that applies to anybody here. Whether it's the governor, whether it's Brecky, one of the patients, one of the staff members, a guest of the hotel, doesn't matter who you are.
I just got like a cold breeze on like the left side of my face. Just on my face.
It's weird.
That's really unfortunate timing.
Yeah, that was pretty bad timing. I just walked out of that room when you said that. I was like, where?
It was cold.
Was it?
Oh, it's so bright. It was a really cold breeze, like right here.
It seemed like most of that was either Norman or someone in his staff.
Okay.
That was a really weird conversation because it's like, the vibe that I was getting is that it was Norman, and
Yeah.
even though we said multiple times throughout the night that this is no longer a hospital,
Right.
he almost like deluded himself that he's still in charge somehow.
Okay.
That's the vibe that I was getting, but I don't know. Pretty
Anything
weird.
off? Anything? Nothing? Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Let's recap, and that'll be a night.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's do it.
All right,
right, guys, with that Estes session being done, that's officially a wrap on our return investigation of the Crescent Hotel.
This place is always super cool. We definitely recommend you come check this place out because not only is it super haunted and super historic, but this food is really good. The staff is wonderful. They have cats here. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Eureka Springs is amazing.
Yeah. Overall, very weird investigation. Like we had said earlier, it seemed like we got pretty much every single era of the Crescent Hotel tonight.
Yeah, it started off a little quiet, but then it picked up, and we just kept getting activity throughout the night in these different areas and stuff that we haven't experienced here before, which is really cool. Obviously, if you can't tell, we love this place. We come here a lot. Again, this is already our 12th night here, and it's February 4th now this year, so we spent a lot of time down here. Again, definitely come check it out. They do a lockdown event, an ESP event every single year. We are at every single year for that. We're going to plug all their stuff down below. Book a room, come stay here, take a tour. It's a wonderful place, but let's get in there, let's get some sleep, and that'll be a wrap on this trip.
Yeah, let's do it.